Topic: critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information objectively, evaluate evidence carefully, and for reasoned judgments. It involves questioning assumptions, identifying biases, and distinguishing facts from opinions. Critical thinking does not mean critiquing everything. Rather, it means thinking deeply and logically before accepting or rejecting ideas. It requires intellectual curiosity and mental discipline. And why is critical thinking important in modern society? In today's world, we are constantly exposed to vast amounts of information through social media, news, and digital platforms. Not all information is accurate or reliable. Critical thinking allows individuals to assess sources, verify credibility, and avoid misinformation. It protects people from manipulation and promotes informed decision making in personal and professional contexts. How does critical thinking differ from simple intelligence? Intelligence refers to cognitive abilities such as memory, reasoning speed, and comprehension. Critical thinking, however, focus on how those abilities are used. A person may be intelligent but still accept information without questioning it. Critical thinking requires deliberate analysis, reflection, and evaluation beyond basic understanding. What are the key components of critical thinking? Key components include analysis, evaluation, interpretation, inference, and self-regulation. Analysis involves breaking information into parts. Evaluation requires assessing the credibility and relevance of evidence. Interpretation means understanding the meaning of data. Inference involves drawing logical conclusions. Self-regulation refers to monitoring one's own thinking process. How does critical thinking help in problem solving? Critical thinking enhances problem solving by encouraging individuals to consider multiple perspectives and possible solutions instead of reacting impulsively. Critical thinkers gather relevant information, identify underlying causes, and evaluate alternatives. This structured approach leads to more effective and sustainable solutions. What role does critical thinking play in decision making? In decision making, critical thinking allows individuals to weigh pros and cons objectively. It reduces emotional bias and impulsive reactions by examining evidence and anticipating consequences. Critical thinkers make decisions that are aligned with long-term goals and values rather than short-term impulse. Can critical thinking improve communication? Yes, critical thinking improves communication because it encourages creative and logical organization of ideas. It helps individuals construct well-supported arguments and listen actively to opposition viewpoints. This fosters respectful dialogue and reduces min- mis- misunderstandings. And what are common obstacles to critical thinking? Common obstacles include cognitive biases, emotional reasoning, social pressure, and confirmation bias. People often seek information that supports their existing belief while ignoring contradictory evidence. Overcoming these obstacles requires intellectual humility, and openness to change. How can critical thinking be developed? And critical thinking can be developed through practice and reflection, asking questions such as what evidence supports this, or are there alternative explanations, strengthens analytical skills, reading diverse perspectives, engaging in debates, and reflecting on personal biases also contribute to its development. Why is critical thinking essential for lifelong learning? Critical thinking supports lifelong learning because it encourages curiosity and continuous improvement. It motivates individuals to question assumptions and seek deeper understanding. In a rapidly changing world, this ability ensures adaptability and intellectual growth. Standing essay. uh, Critical thinking as a foundation for intellectual and personal growth. Critical thinking is one of the most essential skills in contemporary society. In an era defined by rapid technological advancement and constant information flow, the ability to evaluate ideas critically is more important than ever. Without critical thinking, individuals may become passive consumers of information rather than active and informed participants in society. At its core, critical thinking involves discipline, analysis, and thoughtful evaluation. It requires individuals to question assumptions, examine evidence, and consider alternative explanations before forming conclusions. This process strengthens intellectual independence and reduces susceptibility to manipulation. One significant benefit of critical thinking is its role in combating misinformation in digital environments. uh, False or misleading content spreads repeatedly. Critical thinkers vary sources, compare perspectives, and assess credibility before accepting claims as true. This responsibility approach contributes to a more informed and rational society. Moreover, critical thinking enhances emotional maturity by distinguishing between emotional reactions and logical reasoning. Individuals can make balanced decisions. It encourages reflection rather than impulsivity. This capacity is particularly valuable in complex or high-stakes situations. In professional settings, critical thinking supports innovation and effective leadership. Leaders who analyze problems carefully and evaluate multiple solutions uh, are more likely to make strategic decisions. Teams benefit from members who question constructively and propose well-reasoned ideas. Developing critical thinking requires conscious effort. It involves cultivating intellectual humility, the recognition that one's knowledge may be limited or incomplete. It also requires openness to feedback and willingness to revise opinions when represented with strong evidence. In conclusion, critical thinking is not merely an academic skill, but a life skill. It empowers individuals to navigate complexity, make informed decisions, and contribute meaningfully to society. As the world continues to evolve, critical thinking remains a cornerstone of intellectual and personal development. Okay, now a few words from Ross Harris. But please be careful. It's easy to spend a lot of time going over your childhood experience, trying to figure out how they made you the way you are. And while it's helpful to understand how your childhood has influenced you, be careful not to get lost in analysis paralysis, being so busy analyzing your past experience and figuring out how you came to be that you do that you know that you do nothing practical to change your behavior.